Hi, welcome along to ArsenalFanTV. Time to get into the game this weekend. Manchester City versus Arsenal, brought to you by the excellent football app, the One Football app. You can download this app right now. Just before the game, you'll be able to get all the lineups. There's previews on there about the game, all the information you need, stats on all the players, etc. So if you want to check out all the information about the game, check out the link in the description below. Click on that and you can get a comprehensive build-up and coverage of that game. It's a big game. It's a massive game. It's the ultimate test for Arsenal Football Club, going away to the team that has been absolutely hammering every club they play, left, right and centre. They had that really impressive victory during the week where they went away to Napoli, a team that's been destroying everybody in Serie A, and they destroyed them, beating them by 4-2 in the very hostile stadium over there. And they're all scoring goals for fun. Aguero breaking records in that game. And you look at it and you say to yourself, it is scary. Forget about Halloween. This is the real Halloween. It is so scary to have to go up to the Etihad Stadium and face this Manchester City team. As I said, Aguero, we all know about him. He is just the best, for me, striker in the Premier League. Forget Harry Kane and these guys. Aguero consistently, season in, season out, he is devastating in attack. Then they got Kevin De Bruyne. The guy has been on fire this season. Most assists, just been simply unbelievable this season. Put into that, Jesus, the youngster who's come over from Brazil, been on fire as well, scoring goals for fun. Raheem Sterling, you know, under Pep Guardiola, he's found back that form that he used to have at Liverpool, and he's scoring goals for fun. And then if that's not enough, there's guys like Sane who could come in and chip in as well. So going forward, they are absolutely devastating, and it is a very scary prospect. You know, it's particularly the way we've defended in some games. You saw last week in the game against Swansea, bits of sloppy defending by Arsenal. If you do that against Manchester City, you get punished. It's not like they go through and the ball goes wide. They punish you, you end up losing the game. So this is a massive, massive test. And of course, you can say it's the team that wants to be potentially the new Invincibles against the team that has still the tag, not this team, but Arsenal Football Club, of being invincible. And it'd be nothing sweeter for us than to, number one, get the victory, because it'd be a real turning point for Arsenal's season and a real statement by Arsenal. But also, it would just stop them from saying they're invincible or they're going to go on to become invincibles. It would be brilliant. It would be. Could you imagine if Arsenal could go out there and get a win? However, nobody's done that yet this season, and it is going to be very, very tough. I mean, listen, Everton went there and got a draw, so it's not insurmountable, it's not impossible, but it's going to be very, very tough. And Arsenal are going to have to bring their A game. If they don't bring their A game, we will get beat. We could potentially, if we put in performances like what we did against Liverpool, we will get absolutely destroyed. We have to bring our A game. Now, there's some players in the Arsenal team that, listen, if they're on their money, you know, I've spoken a lot about Manchester City's players, but if they're on their money, they can do damage as well. And the three key players are going to be those players up front for Arsenal. If those chances come, they have to take it. Lacazette, Alexis Sanchez, who could be auditioning for his new team come next season, even though Pep Guardiola said yesterday that, listen, we've got no interest in him at the moment or in January. But Alexis Sanchez and also Mesut Ozil. Now, going into the One Football app, actually, just to kind of take a look at these guys' stats. Let's start off with Alexis Sanchez. Now, you know, what can I say about the season so far? It's been a bit indifferent. Only 1 goal, 2 assists, pass accuracy of only 73%, shot accuracy 53%. It's been an average season so far, I think, for Alexis Sanchez. But he's going to be a really important player. He's a world-class player, just like a load of the players I named for Manchester City, if not better than most of those. This is the type of game where he has to show his class. And there has been quite a few occasions in the past where in these type of games, we haven't seen the best of Alexis Sanchez. If we're going to win the game tomorrow, Alexis needs to stand up. Going into the OneFootball app again to check out Alexander Lacazette. Now, this guy I think has played really, really well this season. 5 goals so far, no assists. A 69% shot accuracy and a pass accuracy of 74%. Lacazette could be a key person in this game. Get the ball into Lacazette, get him moving, read those moves, and he could bring you a lot of joy. And the person that we're going to be relying on to find Lacazette, and let me just scroll through the OneFootball app, is Mesut Ozil. Ozil, always accused of not turning up in these big games. Where is Ozil? And as a matter of fact, remember when we went away to Chelsea, he didn't even play. We left him out. It was Iwobi who played. We opted for more hard work, and I don't know if that will be what we'll opt for, you know, tomorrow. You'll see my team in the next video, my starting 11. But whether we'll opt for that or not, I don't know. But if Ozil plays, this is a big game for him. It's going to be him up against De Bruyne. Now, if you look at their stats, and looking on the stats here for Ozil, remember, he hasn't played in every game. 1 goal, the goal that he scored at Everton, brilliant goal. 2 assists, 84 touches per match, and a pass accuracy of an unbelievable 86% per game. Now, Mesut Ozil, if he does play in this game, he is going to have to step up because, as I said, he's been pitted against De Bruyne. And when you look at their stats overall over the season, over last season, they're very similar. If not, you could say Ozil's slightly better on some things. However, where De Bruyne comes out on top of Ozil is when he doesn't have the ball. And this is an argument that I have with a lot of fans. I always have it with DT. If you watch our podcast that we did this week, you'll see us talking about it again. Ozil sometimes does not do enough work off the ball. I was very encouraged over the last couple of games against Swansea and against Everton to see Ozil working a lot harder than we've seen him work over the last few years. And he's really going to have to put a shift in if he starts in this game. We can't have any passengers against Manchester City or they will tear us apart. Another area where we could get joy against Manchester City is, of course, at the back. Now, listen, I know everybody's talking about this like as if they're useless at the back. I think they were last season. This season at the back, Manchester City actually been pretty decent. Stones and Otamendi have struck up a very good partnership. Edison in goal has been a revelation. He's been absolutely brilliant. So they haven't been having those problems that they had last year. So much at the back. They've got Kyle Walker in there now as well. Maybe Delph, maybe on that left-hand side, that's an area of vulnerability. But I still think, even though they've done really well at the back, City, I still think there's an area of vulnerability there. And that they love to play the ball so much. They're not really focused on sitting deep or anything like that, that we can get at them. So I think this is a massive game for Ozil. I think this is a massive game for guys like Ramsey, for guys like Xhaka. They're going to have to be so disciplined, but also when we get that ball and we've got a chance, be really brave and attack. And to be fair, we did that very, very well when we played against Chelsea, but this is a better team than Chelsea. Another area of worry for Arsenal's got to be Mertesacker at the back. We saw last week, if he gets isolated, it can be a problem, and he's going to have guys that are going to know that, and they're going to target Mertesacker. Mertesacker, I always feel that, listen, if he's not isolated, if he's in behind the ball, he makes good blocks, his timing's good, he can play well. But get him isolated and turned up against Jesus, Aguero, Sterling, it could be a nightmare. So, and I think he's going to have to play. I can't think who else they're going to be able to put in there. So it's going to be a massive game as well for Per Mertesacker. So listen, Arsenal, as I said, have to bring their A game. If they do, something could come out of it. If not, we could get destroyed. Prediction time. Oof. Honestly, I can't even predict this game. I have to be honest and say that if we don't go up there and play our best, we could end up losing this game. I'm not even going to predict, you know, because it's with Arsenal, you just don't know what Arsenal's going to turn up. But I think if the real Arsenal turns up, we can win this game. We've got a good record against Manchester City. I know we lost there last year. And I've got this thing about Arsenal that sometimes when everybody writes Arsenal off and gives them no chance of winning a game, they perform better. I mean, when people say, they've got a great chance, like when we went to play Liverpool and people were saying, who knows who's going to win, those are games sometimes we don't perform in. When we get completely written off, like in the cup final against Chelsea, the semi-final against Man City, when nobody gave us a prayer, when we were playing terribly, we beat both of those. We've got it in us to do it. So if the real Arsenal turns up, 2-1 to Arsenal. If the wrong Arsenal turns up, we could be on the end of a Tonkin. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. I'm really, really looking forward to the game. As I said, this could be a turning point in Arsenal's season if they win the game. If they lose the game, the title is 100% over. Thanks for watching the show.
Subscribe to ArsenalFanTV.